Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into a popular tool, the Dewalt 20V Max 6 12-inch circular saw. That's the DCS 391B model.
Right.
We've gone through, well, a ton of feedback for you, over 10,000 user ratings, independent reviews, product reports, the works.
Yeah, serious amount of data.
And our mission here is pretty simple. Give you the shortcut, find out its strengths, its weaknesses, and who this saw is really for.
And we're not just listing features. We want to break down why Dewalt made certain choices here. Things present, things missing.
The engineering decisions.
Exactly. How it balances cost and performance, especially being part of that huge 20V Max cordless family.
Okay, so let's get into it. What's the core identity here? Sources point to it being a high-volume, kind of entry-level cordless saw.
Spot on. It's aimed right at DIY folks, home projects, and maybe pros doing lighter work.
And it seems to nail its main job, cutting standard lumber like 2x4s, ripping plywood. People say it handles that stuff pretty easily.
It does. And that's where its role in the 20V Max platform is key. You often see it sold as a bare tool, right?
Right, meaning no battery or charger included.
Which makes it super affordable if you're already bought into Dewalt's batteries. And users consistently bring up the ergonomics.
Yeah. What about them?
They praise how light it is, how comfortable that overmolded grip feels. Just feels good to hold, apparently.
Okay. But, reading through this, something jumped out at me. This mention of a high-strength magnesium shoe on an entry-level saw, that feels premium. What's the deal there?
That is a great catch. It is a standout feature for this price point, a magnesium shoe.
So why is that a big deal? Is it just durability?
Well, durability, yes, but it's more than that. Compared to, say, cheaper plastic or even stamped steel shoes you find on budget saws, magnesium is much more rigid.
So it doesn't flex under pressure.
Exactly, which means your cuts stay straighter, the blade is less likely to bind, and frankly, it adds a level of precision you don't always expect here. It helps make those crucial first cuts count.
Interesting. So a bit of a premium touch. But like any tool built to a price, there have to be compromises, right?
Yeah.
What did the sources say about the trade-offs?
Oh, definitely, and they're quite significant. First off, zero dust collection, no dust port, no built-in blower to clear the cut line.
Wow, okay. So messy is an understatement then.
Pretty much. Sawdust everywhere. And yeah, I can obscure your cut line, which is frustrating. That's a very deliberate choice to save cost.
Something you definitely need to factor in, especially if you're working indoors.
Absolutely. Then there's the motor. It uses a brushed motor.
Okay, the older style, not brushless.
Right. Again, a cost-saving measure.
Yeah.
But it means it's less efficient than a brushless motor.
Which translates to?
Shorter runtime on a battery charge. It generates more heat, too. And eventually, those brushes wear out and need replacing. That's maintenance you just don't have with brushless.
So cheaper upfront.
Yeah.
But does that maintenance hassle maybe cancel out the savings for someone using it a lot? Like, is it a short-term win, but long-term pain?
That's a fair question. It really depends on how you use it. For the occasional weekend project, the brush motor is probably fine.
But for a pro using it daily?
For daily use, yeah, the slightly lower efficiency and the eventual maintenance, a brushless model might start looking more attractive over the long haul, even if it costs more initially.
All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, battery life. The feedback is all over the place. Some say it dies instantly. Others say it's surprisingly good. How do we make sense of that? What's going on?
Yeah, this causes a lot of confusion, and it raises a critical point. The saw's performance is massively dependent on the battery you pair it with.
Okay. So it's not just the tool itself.
Not at all. If you slap on a small, low-capacity battery, like anything under 4.0 amp hours...
Little compact ones?
Right. The saw feels underpowered. It drains that battery super fast. We saw reports like, only good for one cut on a 2x4. Seriously.
Wow.
Put a high-capacity battery on it 4.0 amp hours or bigger, and users say it's a completely different saw. More power, much better endurance.
So that bare tool price tag is really just the beginning. You need the bigger batteries for it to perform well.
Essentially, yes. That total investment picture includes decent batteries.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, beyond power, what about safety? Does it cover the basics?
It does. You've got the standard trigger switch lock-off button, prevents accidental starts. There's the automatic lower blade guard that snaps back.
And the blade brake.
Yep, an electric blade brake. stops the blade almost instantly when you let off the trigger, all essential stuff.
Good. Now, you mentioned the Dewalt ecosystem. How does this saw kind of fit into their whole brand story? I remember that big shift they made.
Yeah, back in 1992, that pivot was huge.
The yellow and black design, that wasn't just paint, was it?
Not at all. It was a complete strategic repositioning. They moved away from an older image and really established themselves as this globally respected pro-grade brand. This saw, even being entry-level, carries some of that DNA. It's built to meet a certain standard.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. Top considerations for someone thinking about buying this. Our deep dive suggests it's a great value proposition
if you're already in the Dewalt 20V Max system.
And crucially,
if you own or plan to buy those higher capacity batteries, the 4-point EOI or larger ones.
right. Without those, you might be disappointed.
Definitely. And conversely, it's probably a poor choice if dust is a major concern for you. Working inside finished spaces, maybe look elsewhere.
And manage expectations on power. It's a workhorse for general cuts.
But don't expect it to replace a heavy-duty, corded production saw for constant, demanding work. Know its limits. Overall, though, the sources gave it a solid score, 82 out of 100.
And that bang-for-buck rating was high, right?
Very high, 9.0 out of 10. So value is definitely there with those caveats.
Okay, great stuff. And that wraps up our deep dive into the Dewalt DCS 391B circular saw.
And it leaves us with something for you, the listener, to think about. How do those deliberate design choices, like going with a brushed motor or completely skipping the dust port, how do they really shape not just the price you pay up front, but your entire experience using the tool and whether it's truly the right fit for your jobs?
Keep those insights sharp. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.